Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the USS Robinson. Our mission is to explore the continuum, seek out strange new people, but not as strange as us, of course, to answer age-old questions and to boldly ask new ones. Captain's log, stardate 51726.7. We have entered orbit around Paranoia 4 of the Wari homeworld to evacuate a population due to imminent disaster.
We will not leave. Your Federation only wants to steal our resources.
But I assure you we don't, Your Eminence. We are here to help.
How could we believe you? For all we know, you sent that other planet on a collision course just to scare us all away. You want our planet and all its stuff for yourselves.
Seriously? Dude, we live in a flying paradise. I can conjure food and sex out of thin air. Why would I want your planet?
This is a good point you make. Very well. We accept your offer of help on one condition.
Just name it.
Can we live with you?
Hello and Kapla, everybody. How are you all doing? Thank you for coming back to another episode of A Question of Trek. How are you all doing? I hope you're well. Tonight, we have our two teams who can go head to head to test their Trek knowledge. And once again, I'm tongue-tied. I should really rehearse this, but I don't because we're live and there's really no point. So I'm going to mess it up anyway. So, obviously, on my right, your left, is Zoe Cook Robinson, who was joined by Commodore Ty. And on my right and your left is, of course, Scarlet Trekkie, or Paul, who is joined by Dilithium Dialogue.
It's all going wrong.
It is.
On your left and our right is Scarlet Trekkie and Dilithium Dialogue.
Yeah. No, he's on my right, but that's left. Yeah.
He's on your left.
I'm getting a headache.
On my right.
Already, it's gone off the
He's on
rail.
my right.
I don't mind so long as I'm in my normal seat.
He's on my right.
These special mechanics are giving me a headache.
From your point of view, my hand is pointing towards Zoe, but it's actually going towards Paul. Believe it or not.
Now, this is just like Basil Fawlty. When I'm talking to you, I'm looking at him.
Well, they think it's all over. It is now. Oh, dear. Well, anyway. And, of course, the show is not complete without our scorekeeper and / referee, or words to that effect, Admiral Brady Specs.
The font of all beta canon knowledge.
Yes. And we may even do a beta canon episode sometime, but not today. Anyway.
Please tell me beforehand so I can actually learn some of it.
This is a special one.
Yes.
Oh, great.
But we're now going to bring up a scoreboard. As you can see, our two teams tonight is Blame It on Conti and Dilithium Dudes.
Whoops.
And Dilithium
Why am I -10?
And Blame It on Conti is at -10. Because you were late. So
I'm always late. I have a doctor's point before.
Yes, well,
I'm not sure what happened there, Zoe.
Well, perhaps it would encourage you not to be late from here on out. I don't know.
It won't.
But, it won't, yeah. Well, before we get into the first round, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the chat to see who's with us tonight. We have with us, not Ryan Johnson, Commodore Ty, who's also on the show. Bird of Prey 5 says, Kapla, Bird of Prey 5. James Bourbon says, present and correct. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. And we thank you for being on time. Unfortunately, we were. Professor Brady says, greetings, everyone. John DeMarco says, hello all. Hello, John DeMarco. Cake is Eternal says, hello, everyone. Can't wait to see what Paul pulls out of his hat this week. It's a bit rapid, isn't it? Gordon
Do you have
Blake.
a hat, Paul?
No pressure.
James Furman again. We are taking bets to guess on the delay time. I say it will be 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Unfortunately, James, you did not win this week's sweepstake. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I would have been on time if the computer hadn't rebooted itself.
She says that every week. Anyway, Cake is yours. I'll bet 10
No,
minutes.
that's not true. Most of the time I'm late because I'm still rendering the cartoon.
Of course, not Ryan Johnson says delay. I blame Bird of Prey 5. Yeah, well, yeah, I can see your point. Cake is yours says insider trading. I don't know what that's about. Jason Weens says you got this. You got this. You got this. Hello, Jason Weens. Glad to see you. And I think that is pretty much. Oh, just another red shirt says greetings. And who else? Pflugerville says Kapla. And Kapla. And that is pretty much everyone in the chats today. Hopefully, some more will come along shortly. But for now, we're going to get on the show. But before we do, please don't forget to hit the like if you haven't yet. And subscribe if you haven't also. And of course, don't forget to share this with all your awesome Trek friends. Because they're missing. If they don't know about the show, then they're missing out. And it's all your fault. All your fault. So you best share it with your friends.
Absolutely.
Wow.
No pressure there, Conti.
No pressure at all.
No pressure at all.
I think Cake is Eternal's got it right for Jeff. Scorekeeper, referee, and Chaos Wrangler.
Yes.
I like that.
He is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's definitely true. Very
he's-
accurate.
He's like my
Yep.
He's like my hetero non-sexual life partner. Yeah.
What?
Yes. If to move all that away, our marriage consists of one thing, and that's arguments. So,
No doubt.
How is this different from any other marriage?
well, in every other marriage, at least you get. Well, yes, I won't go any further than that.
No, we won't go there.
So, we're going to go into our first round. That's round one. Round one consists of 10 questions. Each question requires one answer. Should a team get the answer right, they get 1 point. Should they get it wrong, however, then a new question will be presented to the opposing team. So, let's get on with the question track, and we're going for round one. I think, Zoe, you went first last week, did you not? So, Paul will go first this week.
You're asking me questions that I just can't know the answer to, man. That was a long time ago.
I can't remember. I'd ask the referee. What happened, Jeff? You were there.
I believe Zoe did get the first question last week.
There, it's official.
It's official.
This is something
Okay.
you guys should write down.
No, I'm not 100% certain of that, but
Well, anyway,
We'll go with
Dilithium Dudes, you will get the first question. And here it is. In the episode True Q, oh god damn it!
wow,
Start this again.
wow, what a way to start.
We're
In the
almost 10 minutes
episode-
in and we haven't even had a question yet.
In the episode True Q, how did Amanda's parents die?
It was a spontaneous tornado that somehow evaded the weather detection nets.
Okay, I accept that answer. Yeah, tornado. The answer, another answer would have been they were executed by the Q, continuing with the tornado. But yeah, no, they were killed by a tornado. So that's 1 point for the Dilithium Dudes. So let's see the point. Yay!
Good answer.
Ryan Johnson says, "Oh boy, it's all downhill from here. It's been downhill.
No kidding.
Completely.
It's been downhill since the first episode, Ryan. So don't worry about it.
Oh boy.
Okay. Okay, so to blame it on Conti.
Wait a minute. I wasn't on the first show, so it got better once I got here.
Anyway,
I was on the first show.
I love you. No, I don't think you were. Not in the very first episode. The
I was.
Oh,
I was
Well,
on the first
I don't
one.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was on the very very episode.
Look, it's been a long road getting from there to here.
Yeah,
All right?
and-
It's been a
and I
long
always
time.
and I always had faith.
And with the other captain's gone, your time is finally here. Anyway,
There goes
to the Dilithium Dude. Oh, Dilithium Dialogue is suffering there.
You mentioned that which we do not mention. The Enterprise intro.
Well, it's been mentioned.
And I will see my dreams come
I think I
alive
know
at
where my
last.
whiskey went, Conti. Well, anyway. To the dilithium dudes, this is your question. In the episode,
They just answered it.
No,
What?
it isn't. It's our question.
It is. You're right. Well done.
Do we get a point for that?
No. In the episode,
I thought they did.
Oh, right. God. No, because I didn't get the... Oh, God. Give
No,
her
you
the point.
didn't-
Just give her the
you
point so we
didn't-
can proceed.
You didn't get the name wrong, though. It's only when you get the name wrong.
Nobody
Because the
threw.
team
Well, it was
wrong.
wrong.
That's the name.
And I think we should take the 10 points away.
Oh,
The
right.
minus 10.
Do it then. Do what you want. You know. That's only 3. That's only Okay, well done. Are we quite finished? Right. So, your question is: blame it on Conti.
Oh,
Three points already.
The rules are just going out the window tonight.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, blame it on Conti. In the episode Schisms, which part of Riker's body had been amputated and surgically reattached?
His left arm.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm just trying to verify. I know one of his arms. I'm just
It's
it's
definitely
uncertain
his
if
arm.
it's the right or the left, but it's definitely his arm.
It's like his
I believe it's his left arm.
it's his forearm, left arm.
So his left forearm. That's your final answer.
Yeah, go on then.
Unfortunately, it was his right arm. It was his
Wow.
right arm that was on the thing. That was on the.
You know
On the
the worst
right,
part.
The way
I
it
was-
looks on TV,
when
it
I
looks
was-
like it's.
When I was pointing to where it was, I was pointing to my right arm, and I
Right
said,
arm.
"It's your fault. You
That's-
did that earlier on."
That's because you're looking at yourself on the screen, you see, and you're looking at
I
it
never-
the wrong way around.
I never
That's
look
what
at
that's
myself
what
on the
Conti has to
screen.
put up with.
I
I
can
knew it was
guarantee
the
I
arm.
never
I
look
knew
at
it was the
myself
arm,
on
right?
the screen.
About
I don't
this
want to see
area.
it.
I mean, of course, you know, it had to be the right arm. You saw that look of
Right.
sadness in Riker's face. His trusted friend,
Wow.
not willing to be
Wow.
better.
Wow.
Really,
His training aid. Anyway,
Wow.
the Riker maneuver.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, good grief.
Oh dear.
Hello.
I expect the channel to be brought down before the end of the episode.
Why?
Yes.
We're not using dirty language yet.
Welcome to
Nothing
Question
rude has
Trek
been
gets
said.
even darker.
can we get a right hand in chat for Commander Riker, please? Spam that chat.
Oh,
But at least you still
can't
got a
believe it
point
was right.
anyway. So
Right.
even if you got it wrong, you still got a point anyway.
Yeah,
You
good
look
job.
at you. Anyway,
Blame it on Conti.
yes, blame it on me. Everyone else does. I am the galaxy's whipping boy, just like Q, the poor bugger. So,
You love it. What are you on about?
he was not the Galaxy's whipping boy. It's Wesley Crusher.
That made
We all
no
know that.
sense.
Q says it. Q said that he was the galaxy's whipping boy because everyone kept blaming him for everything. So, anyway, back to the dilithium dudes. It's your question. In which episode did Famke Jensen make an appearance? She was most famously for playing. She's most
Would
famous
you-
for playing.
The perfect mate, wasn't it? Sci-Fiddy, the perfect mate.
You know, I'll trust you on this one. I couldn't quite make out the name of the guest actress, and that's not really
Famke
my
Janssen.
wheelhouse. So I will concur with your.
She was
I
most
think it is. Sorry, it was Famke Janssen, you said, wasn't it?
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
most famous for playing Jean Grey in the X-Men movies.
Yeah, I think it was the perfect mate.
You are
I want
correct.
to agree with that.
It was the perfect mate. Well done.
An underrated episode.
Yeah, great
More of
episode.
a rom-com kind of than a real Star Trek story. interesting concept of a person delivered as a gift to a planet.
Yeah.
Not that we've never done that in human history. So there's some ethical things there. Underrated episode. It gets bottom 10
about
lists
green
regularly,
and
but
all
I
that
think it's
stuff.
decent.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's so far 2-1 for the Dilithium dudes. Blame it on Conti. This next one's for you. Who helped Keiko O'Brien give birth to Molly?
Worf.
Worf. It was in the episode Disasters.
Yep. It's definitely Worf, because when she's having the second child, he gets worried and asks if she's having it now.
Mother.
You are true. It is true. Well done. Yes, it was, in fact, Lieutenant Worf. Well done.
He'd done the requisite course. He said so.
It's like, this is not how the simulation went.
You know, a thing I've heard about Worf is that his Batleth is kills all the threats to Picard, and damn right, he's better than Yar. You would think so.
He is.
Oh.
Because he brought his Batleth to Picard, that's why. So,
There you
back to the Dilithium dudes. This one is your question. In the episode Man of the People, what was the name of the ambassador who was sapping the life from Councillor Troy?
go. I couldn't tell you. I honestly don't know.
Man of the people. The ambassador. Oh,
Kevin. Is it Kevin?
that rings a bell.
Let's go, Kevin.
Yeah, we'll go Kevin.
That's your final answer?
Fine.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is not correct. It was, in fact, Vez Alcar.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
So, unfortunately, you don't get a point
It's
for
a
that
Tory
one.
episode. I didn't really care for it anyway, so I don't remember.
It's a tough one to watch. Deanna
Yeah.
Troy goes all nutso, starts dressing like that lady from the Addams Family. It's just completely strange.
And
One
she
of the
looked
few
good.
episodes that
And
I've
she
only
looked good
watched
in that
once.
dress. She looked good in
Turns
that
into
dress.
a
as well.
cougar.
I mean, it ages well, especially in the reboot, in the remaster. Let me tell you.
Well, I would certainly take the position as Ambassador Conti. Who knows? Who knows?
You really want to be the ambassador to Koroga?
Well, someone has to mediate against the evil, mediate with the evil Turdistan. So, it's the way it is.
Well, you got the scorekeeper here that doesn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to be rescued from there.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
If you want-
blame it on Conti. This is your question.
Cheers.
Okay.
Conti,
Yes.
I'm waiting for this one.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm waiting
no.
for this one.
I have rephrased the question.
Thank you. I hope you've rephrased it properly.
I have.
I don't like the sound of that.
Ooh.
Are you ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Okay. What kind of rank designation did Miles O'Brien wear in The Next Generation?
Oh, in the Next Generation, he wore lieutenant. And actually, in one episode, he was referred to as lieutenant by Commander Riker. But in other episodes, he was referred to as chief. I'm just wanting to know if it's a full lieutenant or lieutenant junior grade, but he was wearing lieutenant tips.
Actually, he did have he did have both types. He had the pip with the black dot in the middle. He had then a full solid pip, and one time he even wore two. However, being a
And
chief,
he also
which is
had ensign. He was also wearing one ensign pip in the series finale, All Good Things.
yes, that's right. When he was in the past version of the Enterprise, that's correct. However, once he was in Deep Space Nine, he actually got the non-commissioned officer rank insignia, which had these little stripes on there. And I thought that was a good little attention to detail. So yeah, cool. So well done. Let's give him the point.
I'm not sure what that question was.
I mean, honestly, you could pick any rank. I believe he even had 0 pips in an episode, if I'm remembering correctly. So you could go 0, black pip.
He never
gold
wore
pip,
more
he-
than 2.
and you'd be correct.
He never wore more
An
than
encounter
2.
at Farpoint. Yeah, that's right. Encounter at Farpoint and the finale, he had the 1 pip. From the child through Data's Day, he wore 2 pips. And then in Realm of Fear, he had a hollow pip. It was referred to as a hollow pip.
Yeah, it was the black one.
Well, they could, they could hardly get the question wrong then.
But for the majority of the show, he had a Lieutenant Pip.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Yep. I agree with that.
Do you get the impression that he was just wearing pips a different number each time to see if anyone noticed?
Yeah, and I actually did a video on the biography of Miles O'Brien, which is on my channel for St. Patrick's Day. So I was pretty well versed in Miles O'Brien history.
Cool. I'll have to have a look at that.
Fantastic. We will be retweeting it from our very powerful Dilithium Dialogues Twitter.
Happy days. Cool. Okay. So, Dilithium Dialogue. This one's for you.
Hang on.
Yeah. What?
You got the name wrong.
Oh.
I don't normally get these.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
3 points.
Dilithium dudes. Dilithium dudes.
All good.
I got all at
my
last.
I'm trying to pay attention, Paul. I'm
Let's
here
see
for
some-
both
Thanks,
teams.
Jeff.
goodness.
Let's see some DD in chat for Dilithium dudes. Chat, show me your double Ds.
Welcome to Question
Yep,
Track After
This channel's being brought down.
Yes. No,
That's one of the
unfortunately,
most keen things I've heard.
I'm not a female Twitch streamer. I can't do this, so you know, it's just the way it is, guys. Sorry to let you down. Sorry to let
You've
you
got
down.
boobs.
I do not have moves. I have manly pectoral dysfunction. Okay, they're there, but they're just not in the right place. Okay,
Come
cool.
on, show us your enhanced nacelles.
Yes.
With ample nacelles, if I might
Yes,
my
yes,
goodness.
Yes. I quit. I give up. I quit. I can't take this anymore. I'm just going to go blow my brains out.
Come on, we love you, really.
I know. So, anyway, this one is for Dilithium dudes or double Ds. Okay. In the episode Imaginary Friend, what was the name of Clara's imaginary friend?
Names. Why names all the time?
Zoe gets the ones with the names.
Yeah. Vanessa.
Do you reckon it was Vanessa?
I don't know.
I-
feel like
I want to remind both teams that you do have your shields that you
Don't
can
remind
use.
them on this one.
Oh, yes.
shields. Shields up. Red alert.
No. Let me think.
And let me just remind the audience that if a team raises their shields, the question is then posed to the opposite team. And if they answer it correctly, of course, the second team to which the question was posed will gain the points.
It wasn't Vanessa. It was Isabella.
Yes.
Isabella.
Definitely.
I think
Isabella.
we'll go for Isabella.
Final answer. 100%.
You are correct. It was, in fact, Isabella. Well done.
Until he said it, I did not know.
The
Oh, bring back the scoreboard. We got to give him the other point because you got the name wrong.
Yes. I got the name wrong.
I got the same thing as you did. Like, as soon as he said it, it's like, oh, yeah, why didn't I get that?
But yes, she was the psychotic imaginary child friend.
Yeah, because
hell-bent on killing everybody.
Because they wouldn't let her do whatever the hell she wanted, and then we had this big epic speech of Picard about parenting
Can we
from
just get
someone
a
that
shout
doesn't
out?
even want to have kids.
Sorry, go on, Dilithium Dialogue. You want to
Can we just
shout
get
out?
a shout out to that actress who played the creepy kid excellently? I mean, that kid shows up on my doorstop. I'm hopping out the back. I'm running.
Well, funny enough, she did.
Fantastic performance.
She did return to television in the sci-fi comedy called Third Drop from the Sun. She was Gordon Levitt's girlfriend.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
She didn't look too bad either. But anyway, that was the 90s, and I was a young kid. Anything remotely of the opposite gender, was anyway. So,
Okay.
Blame It on Conti. This one's for you. In the episode Rascals, what was the name of the Ferengi leader or Ferengi commander?
Oh.
I hate names.
Yes, my name is Conti. It's short for Continuum Track.
I'm drawing a blank. It's Damon.
Don't forget about the shields if you want to use them.
You want to raise the shields?
Did it begin with an M?
No.
Yeah, let's raise the shields.
Oh, great.
Shield up.
Raise them.
Are you sure? Are you sure about this?
Well, we don't
Yeah.
know it. They hopefully won't know it.
Okay. Raised. Shields are raised. Hold on.
Sir, their shields are dropping.
So
Or raising.
shields are up. So the question now goes to the Dilithium dudes.
So let me know what you
will-
think of this. Does it sound
I
like
will-
Damon Maru?
Or was it Lurin?
It was not Lurin. I'm sorry. If you would like to repeat the question for the audience,
Sure.
please.
In the episode Rascals, what was the name of the Ferengi commander?
I'm sure it's Damon Lurin.
I'm going to go with that. You're better with names.
I wouldn't say that.
You've
That's
been
just
this
what-
episode so far.
That's
One
just
thing
what
I
came
like
to
about
mind.
is it was a good one where Alexander actually wasn't worthless and helped.
Alexander actually played a part in the episode. Yes.
Wasn't worthless. Wow.
And it was the final time we got to see the actor who played Rene Picard in Star Trek. But as far as the name of the commander, I'm not really sure.
Well, that's what came to mind first for me. So if you're happy, we'll go Damon Lurin. Lurin.
Final answer.
Okay, final answer.
Guys, I'm sorry to tell you, it was in fact Damon Lurin. Well done.
Oh,
It was Damon Lurin?
Oh.
Wow. Never would have got it.
Fantastic.
Well done. Correct. So
Never would've.
now go back. Now going to go back to Blame It on Conti. I love that name. Blame It on Conti. In which
I always
episode-
blame it on Conti.
In which episode is Councillor Troy altered to look like a Romulan?
Oh.
Oh, Face of the Enemy.
Yes.
Face of the Enemy. The one good
Face
Troy episode.
of the Enemy. You are correct. It was Face of the Enemy. Well done. It's given the point.
Yes.
Now I love how you asked this question, how you phrased it when you sent it to me.
Right.
He wanted to know in which episode is Counselor Troy altered to look like a Roman?
That's the what's it called? The
Bread and Circuses, TOS episode, actually before Troy's time. The
it's
thing I love.
the autocorrect when I type it in, it just corrects it and then
Uh-huh.
Roman.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Mhm.
Don't blame it on the autocorrect.
See-
Blame it on the Conti.
Guys, for you in the chat's watching this, there's this little ritual that we do that when I write the questions and the answers. Now, generally, I go from the top of my head, and 9.9999 times, I am correct, and I send it off to my wife.
Your
My-
glamorous assistant.
Yeah. Now, yes. Anyway, so then of course he fact checks it, goes on Memory Alpha, everything else, and now usually when it comes to correcting something,
So it doesn't go on memory beta.
no,
It is alpha.
or shh, I'm talking here, yeah, or he goes to find the right answers. Now, if there's too much, he complains. If there's not enough to do, he complains. I give him just the right amount, and he still complains.
I wasn't complaining. I was explaining.
You can't get the staff anymore. You used to get them free in a packet of cornflakes, but you just can't get them anymore.
But it is, like having an argument with the wife, and the wife won't stop, although she knows she's wrong. She won't stop until she has the final word. Anyway, that is yes. Anyway,
I'm right.
Back to Dilithium Dudes. In the episode A Matter of Perspective, what was the name of the scientist that Commander Riker was accused of killing?
She's Greek, not Roman.
Was it like Dr. Traeger? It was something like that. It was Krieger waves. Dr. Krieger?
If you think that's what it is,
It hit a neuron, bounced off a skull, sounded good. Let's go with it.
okay, yeah, that's fine by me. We'll go with that.
I'm afraid that is not correct. It was, in fact, Dr. Nell Apgar.
Like Apgar created the Krieger waves and actually wanted to use them to kill Riker, but because Riker was transporting at the time, bounced off the transporter and back into the reactor.
Yeah. James Furman asked a good question. Do you remember getting plastic toys in cereal boxes? When did that stop? That stopped when children of a particular breeding started eating the toys with the cereal. Unfortunately, they didn't survive and didn't grow up to have children of their own. So, but yeah, the companies got sued and they stopped putting toys in cereal boxes. It's just the way it is. So, at the end of round one, Blame It on Conti has 4 points and the Dilithium Dudes have 5. Okay.
Oh, my
so
goodness.
Neck and neck here. This is a great competition.
Yeah. So, Cake is Eternal asked which one was one with Lilith from Cheers. That was, of course, First Contact, which had the same title as the movie First Contact. And she played an alien who wanted to have Riker's babies. Yeah.
He wants to make love to an extraterrestrial.
Exactly.
Great episode.
Well, now we're going to go to round
Monty
2. Now,
wanted to do that last week.
and I did do it last week. Anyway,
Okay, we don't need to know about your private life.
I got to do it tonight as well with the giant hot dog with legs. And
That's why he's smiling.
yes, a giant hot dog with legs. Anyway, we're going to go to round 2. Round 2 consists of 5 questions. Each question requires 2 answers. Should a team only be able to provide one answer or no answer, the opposing team will have the chance to answer that question. Okay, so Dilithium Dudes, you went. You had the last question. So Blame It on Conti. This is your question. In season 2 of The Next Generation, which main character was replaced, and what was the name of the new character that replaced the outgoing character?
Dr. Platt, the person that was removed was Dr. Beverly Crusher and was replaced by Dr. Catherine Pulaski.
Correct. Word for word. Well done. Yeah, Dr. Crusher was left the Enterprise, and she was replaced by Dr. Catherine Pulaski, the racist anti-robot doctor.
Basically,
They were
female
trying to go
Dr.
for a
McCoy.
Dr. McCoy type person, but failed completely at it.
Definitely.
It
I
would have been
feel
all right.
like-
Dada.
I don't know if I've seen any instances of xenophobia from Pulaski, although she and Data do have a little bit of a.
Well, it was the way. I mean, the way I watch it, it's not that she said anything derogatory, but it was the way she said things. Like, for instance, the Sherlock Holmes episode.
Yeah.
You know, how she says, your friend. She never mentions Data by name most of the time. She says,
Maddox was worse.
Or she would call him Data.
No, she would always say.
Initially,
your
she
friend,
did.
Well, she would always say your friend would not be able to solve an original mystery.
Yeah.
He's not able to either anticipate or use imagination because your friend doesn't have one. She always referred to him as your friend or your colleague. She very rarely referred to him as Data.
I love that point, and I love that storyline actually. But what I was thinking of is she doesn't seem xenophobic. She seems accepting of other biological life, and I really like one of her storylines of her friendship with Lieutenant Worf. They have some very interesting scenes in some very bad episodes of season 2.
Yeah, she did have a good relationship with Worf, and I would have, if she stayed on board, would have been interesting to see that fan out.
Yes.
Yeah.
As well. I don't think she hated Data as much as Maddox.
No, probably not. I think they were actually setting her up for quite an interesting storyline going on, where by the end of the show, she'd have been like his best friend type of thing. But of course, the biggest issue is you introduce a bossy, unlikable character in the second series of a show, and wonder why people don't really gel with this character.
Especially when people already enjoyed Dr. Crusher in the first season.
Exactly.
She was a fan favorite. So
I mean,
replacing a fan favorite with a grouchy old doctor wouldn't work. If it was like, say, any other position, it could have worked. But since they removed the fan favorite, that's why it didn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Cool. Okay, this one is for the Dilithium dudes. In which episode was the USS Yamato destroyed, and what destroyed the ship?
That would be season 1, episode 2, the one with Nagila, where Silence has lease. The ship was destroyed, I believe, by an errant Romulan torpedo, also in that realm of nothingness.
Captain, what are your thoughts?
I'm still thinking about it.
I mean, you could also be thinking of season 2, episode 13, Contagion, in which the Yamato also blows up due to a computer malfunction.
That's the one I'm thinking of. I don't think it was Nagila, was it? Because that episode was called Nagila, wasn't it?
I believe it was Where Silence Has Lease, but neither here nor there. I think you could pick either episode.
I thought that was the one where there was a software failure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was an antimatter containment failure that blew the Yamato up.
Yep, due to a containment leak. Fantastic episode. One of my favorites.
So what was the name of that episode?
Contagion.
Contagion. Okay, yeah, I'll go with that. It is Contagion.
Okay, and what destroyed the ship?
A software failure leading to an antimatter containment failure.
A scriptwriter who wanted to blow the ship.
Well, you are correct. It was the episode Contagion.
Was it nanites or something like that got in there or something?
You are correct. It was the episode Contagion. I would have also accepted that a program transmitted by an Iconium probe attempted to rewrite the operating system, much like a virus.
It's the Iconium probe that brought in the program, which caused great malfunctions on Yamato, which led to the warp core breach.
Anyone looking for additional episodes, go out to the episode with Nagila. You can watch it blow up there too.
I don't think it blows up in that episode.
In the episode where Silence Has Lease,
it phases out like the Defiant did in Thoron's Web.
Worf and Riker beam over to the Yamato, and they have a look around. And then, just as the ship is fading away, it begins to fade away. They have to beam Worf and Riker back.
Yes, that's it. Yeah,
I contend the Yamato wasn't there.
It was there. It just wasn't destroyed.
Well, I contend it wasn't the real ship.
But it wasn't the real ship. Yeah. But it was still called the Yamato.
Yeah.
Okay.
They referred it to as the Yamato, but it was just.
I don't think it was the real ship.
Let's get the scoreboards. Did Blame It on Conti get their points from the last round as well? From the last question.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. This one is back. Oh, John DeMarco says, That was a fake Yamato in the Nagilum episode anyway. James Furman says Windows 10 update caused the explosion. Gordon Blake says it was iOS 14. Yes, the Big Sur.
All of them could have.
As I looked at it. You're right. I'm not a fan of the Big Sur so far, but okay. Now, this one is for, blame it on Conti. In which episode was Tasha Yar killed, and what was the name of the planet that she was killed on?
Well, she was killed in Skin of Evil. Planet? No idea.
Who think it was a good idea to make the Yamato the sister ship of the Enterprise? The guys at the Utopia Planet shipyard.
Well, they're all sister ships, pretty much, of the same class. So it's like,
yeah. There were probably only 3 at the time, I would guess.
The Galaxy, the Yamato, and the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Although we never got to see the USS Galaxy.
No, but we probably know what it looks like.
Let me guess.
But the planet, it's just drawing a blank. I don't know what planet she was killed on. It was just the Almas. I know that was the creature that killed her. That she died in Skin of Evil. Troy crash landed on the planet. That's why they were there. I remember the entire episode, but the name of the the planet.
I think the planet's name's only mentioned like once near the
Very
start.
briefly at the beginning of the episode.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No idea.
Really a fantastic episode. I love the funeral at the end near the Windows XP background. When Jadar comes back in ghost form and kind of says something nice about everyone as far as the planet. Love the episode.
Really, John? I didn't know that.
Are you sure it was the Galaxy, not one of the other Galaxy class? Because we saw the Odyssey get blown, but...
Oh, this is going to annoy me because I've got it written down in my notebook because it's a question I had as one of my potential ones to ask. So it's in my notebook. But of course I can't reach over and read it.
Go to your mind palace.
My mind palace is being redecorated. I can actually see the page in my head, but I cannot read my writing.
Oh no!
It's either A, H, M, or X. That's what I've got in my head, and I have no idea.
You'll feel red pilled after when I tell you the answer.
Unless one of us tells you the answer.
Okay. Cool.
If we know.
For all your DS needs, follow John DeMarco.
Well, feel red. Is that a clue?
Is what a clue?
Feel red pilled. What?
No.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
It's not coming to me.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, so you managed to get one part right. It was Skin of Evil. If you can't answer the other part, then we will pose the question to the other team. Guys,
I think. What do you think, Seifert? I think it was Vagra 2.
Oh my goodness!
I'm sure it was Vagra 2. Yeah, Viagra. That's what. Vagra 2, I think.
Vagra 2, as opposed to 2 Viagra. But enough about my weekend. Let's go with that final answer.
It's one of my favourite episodes. I love that. Vagra 2.
You are correct. It wasn't. It was in fact Vagra 2. Well done. So that's a point each.
It's there in my notes.
Okay. Final oh no, there's 2 more questions yet. Sorry. So this one's for the Dilithium dudes. In the episode "The Measure of a Man," who wanted to dismantle Data And who was the judge?
That's Bruce Maddox, and the judge was Philippa Lavoie. Philip Maddox, sorry. No, it was Bruce
Philippa.
Maddox. Philippa Lavoie. Bruce Maddox and Philippa Lavoie.
Oui, monsieur. Well, it was, if you are correct, it was Bruce Maddox and Captain Philippa Louvois. Well done. So that's 2 points to you. Brilliant.
This is not fair. We're losing again. This is not fair.
You won
I
last
just
week.
want to shout out
That's the first time in ages.
these are some of the toughest trivia questions I've ever heard, and
it's
fantastically well
I
written.
didn't think these were too tough.
They are
we've
tough.
had
Most of them.
We've had
It's just
worse.
remembering names of stuff is the tough one. Like,
Okay.
General Phil, easy.
Blame it on Conti. This one's for you.
We will.
In which episode?
Oh, we do.
In which episode was Ensign Tarsis accused of being a spy, and who was leading the public inquiry against him?
Episode Drumhead.
Drumhead.
And it was retired Admiral
Sati.
Blank. Satig? That sounds about right.
Yeah,
Retired Admiral Satig?
You
Sati.
sure? Because I thought Sati was the one who commissioned Picard to take over the Enterprise.
She did.
No. That,
Same Admiral.
you are correct. It was Admiral Nora Seti. Well done.
Well, which Judge Sati, her father, of course, was a judge.
Yes. But,
Yeah, and Picard quotes him, and she loses it.
And we had it last week, didn't we? With one of the
How
questions
dare
was,
you
what was the
Yeah.
admiral that walked out, and that was Admiral Henry.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
Never trust a guy with two first names.
Fantastic episode. Really, really great.
Brilliant
It's a
episode.
very good one.
One of the finest, in fact. Well, that's the end of round 2. So let's check the scores on the doors. Blame on Conti with 9 points, and Dilithium Dudes in the lead by 1 point. Well done. With 10 points.
Congrats.
Okay.
Keep going.
I'll drink to losing.
No. This
You're only
is
a
where it
point
all goes wrong.
behind.
All together now.
Oh.
Aww.
All together now.
Language.
Whoa.
This is a family show.
It's
No,
not.
oh, yeah.
We had a
Okay.
cartoon about summoning sex from the thin air.
Yeah. So did Star Trek. Anyway,
Just play with the
so-
didgeridoo.
We're about to go to round 3, but before we do, let me just remind everyone that if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like and share with your friends. Yeah, if you don't share with them, then they'll miss out, and it's all your fault. Okay,
Sharing is
so-
caring.
Yes, absolutely. Now we're going to go to round 3, where I will show each team a distorted image of a person, a starship, or an object, and they have to try and guess what it is. Or who
This
it is.
round is sponsored by Specsavers. Other opticians are also available.
You love it, really. You know you do. Okay, guys.
So, whose is this?
Whose is it?
Hold on. I need to do something. Okay, guys. So this is for who went last in the last round?
Zoe did.
Zoe did. That's right.
Blame it on
Okay.
Conti went last.
So this one is for Dilithium Dudes.
Oh, that's simple.
Can you name this? Can you identify this class of starship?
I believe that'd be the Steamrunner class from Armada.
Okay, if you say so.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's right.
I mean, it could be an NX class.
I mean, I thought it looked like an X class, but I think that's a red herring. I think you're right.
It could be an X, but it's not.
Well, I'm sure it was.
I thought it was a Y, but yeah.
It's Riker.
Yeah.
So these bus art collectors here, the red.
No,
dot.
not the Riker one again. You are correct. It was in fact the Steamrunner class.
Well done, Cypher
Easy
D.
one. Easy.
Okay, straight on to the next one then. This one is for Blame It on Conti. Can you identify this starship? Oh,
Looks like a runabout.
Can you tell me the class of starship?
Okay, that's given the shape It appears to be kind of stunted triangular at the front.
It honestly
with the
looks like a
cells,
runabout.
and it's angled down. Is that the Akira?
No, I don't think it's an Akira class. It's too narrow to be an Akira. Like, I honestly think it's like a runabout, whatever the heck the class is called.
Oh, Danube class or something, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's a Danube class runabout. But
I think it's a Battlestar, but
because you don't see, like, it's just too narrow to be an Akira because you don't see an actual saucer. But it looks like the Winnebago in space, which is the runabout.
Yeah, you could be right. So hang on, yes. If that red dot on the top isn't from the cell on the other side, then yeah, that would be a runabout, wouldn't it?
But
Okay, we're going to go with Danube class.
I'm not doubting because it could, the way that the cells are, it does look like an Akira class. Could be a Norway class.
Could be
No,
Norway.
Bird, it's definitely not a D7. That's the one thing we know for sure. It's
Bird
not
of
a
Prey,
D7.
please. Bird of Prey, please stop putting the correct answers in the chat.
oh, come on, it's a Viper.
But which Viper? Mark 1, 2, or 3?
Mark II, of course.
So there's three
My
possibilities.
biggest issue
Norway
with
class,
this is
Akira.
the amount of white on the top.
Yeah.
The Norway and the Akira wouldn't have a large amount of light-coloured stuff on them, would they?
It looks like the Saratoga from Space Above and Beyond.
No, it's definitely not a Miranda.
Oh,
My
I
biggest-
know what it is. It's the Jupiter 2.
My biggest issue is that just over the blue, there's that black curve.
That you haven't
There's a gap.
That you haven't identified it as the TARDIS yet is shocking.
I was going to call it the Type 44,
Well,
but you know.
the TARDIS could be any shape.
I'm torn between saying it's the Danube class runabout and saying
The
it's
Akira?
like the Akira or the Norway.
Flip a coin.
All right, heads it's runabout, tails it's not. And I've lost the coin.
Pre-replicated coin here. Replicate.
Oh,
Now, somewhere in the pile of hard drives, I cannot see it. Well, that worked. Go on, whichever one do you think? I think it's too long to be a runabout.
now that I'm
But it's
looking,
going to turn out to be a
there's
runabout,
too
isn't
much
it?
black, too much black to be runabout, but it could be. I'll go with whatever answer you choose.
Let's say runabout. It's a Danube class runabout. Conti, put us out of our misery.
Final answer, is it?
Yeah.
You know, to quote a song,
How much have
You
we
should-
offer?
you should have had more faith at the heart. It was, in fact, the Akira class.
Akira.
Hmm.
Oh, because of the black. It was,
That's
Where's all the whites come
difficult.
from?
From a weird angle. It felt
Where's
like
all the
weird
whites
kind
come
of a-
from on it?
Yeah.
This is for James Furman. He wants to know where the Coke adverts
oh, because
are.
it's the way that the model's made, the light's coming from the one side, so it
Yeah.
looks like. So when you pixelate it, you had a ton of weight on the one side.
Yeah. That's
Beautiful
what was throwing me because
Love this ship.
Well, I'm sorry, guys. So,
I'm usually so good at this.
Dilithium Dudes, you've got 3
Yeah.
points.
Same.
And unfortunately, blame it on Conti. You got nothing. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
All right,
we're
well,
blaming
we'll
it
blame
on
it on Conti.
Conti, all right.
Yeah.
Blame it on me.
No,
We love
no,
you, really.
no
No,
real answers in the
You
chat.
were the
please.
first
Yes.
one. It
Also,
wasn't Akira. They just went
do have a
Akira.
rule.
And then,
please don't put any correct answers in the chats, okay? Even by accident. So, anyway, we're now going to go to round 4, where two teams.
I've just seen what's in the chat. It's ridiculous. Norway, Akira, Norway, Akira, Norway, Akira.
Yeah.
Yes, damn it.
that's what was going on in my head.
Each team member will get to ask the opposing team a question. Each question is worth a point if answered correctly. So, blame it on Conti. You went last. So, Anything Dudes, one of you gets to ask the first question.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? Sci-Fiddy.
Honestly, I was just kind of wing it. So if you've got anything prepared.
Okay, I have. Would you like a question on TOS or the animated series?
Oh.
TOS.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll go with originals.
Right. On what planet was Val?
Oh, that's a great question.
Son of a. I quote Bird. Son of a bitch.
Wow. Ooh.
It was the planet with the orange people.
Which David Soul Hutch was in.
Oh my goodness. Man. I need to watch original series again.
I've not watched
At least
that
the
in a
8
long
good
time.
ones.
I really like some of there's a lot of original series gets a lot of stick for not being polished and having morals from the 60s, but a
was
lot of
made in
it
the
is still
60s.
damn good stuff.
Yeah, this was a good episode, I thought.
It was an okay episode.
Wow. Orange people.
We gotta help Ball. Did
had
they
the
even mention
magic
the
people,
planet's name in
voodoo
the episode?
They must,
Sorry?
It was mentioned, yes.
they must have, or the Admiral wouldn't allow them to ask this one. Oh
The
my
episode
goodness.
is called The Apple.
Yep.
That doesn't help.
You know, I know the episode's called The Apple with the bunch of giant Oompa Loompas.
Oh. I don't know. Raxacoricophalopatorius?
It's close.
Raxacoricophalopatorius. The mighty Jaggerfest of the Holy Hadrojasic Maxid Radenfo.
Planet Trump, wasn't it? They had the same haircut as Trump as well.
I call him Max.
Jeez. It's
I'm not
the
gonna
planet
get
with
it.
the exploding rocks.
Well, even the starships were made from exploding rocks.
Absolutely. Who would make
Well,
a
those were
starship
Obers.
without rocks? ready
You know
to
they were
blow up in your
Obers.
face?
It's because they were made from
They were
explodium.
Obers class.
I actually
flowers.
I actually said to someone, and this is like a fan theory, that they're not actually rocks. The bulkheads and other parts of the ship are made out of a safety material that forms into blocks instead of sharp shards, so that you can't get as hurt as easily when the ship inevitably explodes.
Sort of like Demolition Man, you know, when the car crashes, foam comes out.
Yeah, it's like the bulkhead equivalent of
theory.
safety glass.
I like that.
I have no idea.
Good idea, Zoe. I think.
Oh, that's a good theory.
I mean, it doesn't
I just
always
can't
work. I
think of
mean,
it.
you could ask Rachel Garrett if she was still alive.
She died from a jagged piece of metal in her neck.
Yep. And if that ship had had the safety bulkhead, she would still be alive to get executed by Romulans.
Yes.
I don't.
I can't remember the name of the planet for the life of me. I can
Rigel
tell you every
7
other
as well.
aspect of the episode, but not that one.
Rigel 7. I don't know.
No, it was Gamma Trianguli 6.
Gamma triangle.
Exactly right.
Well done. Unfortunately,
You know, I have a theory that they just made these places.
Do you reckon?
I reckon. I thought they actually went there to real places.
Damn it!
Conti?
After all these years, I thought it was all real places.
I'm really worried about you and Paul, Conti. Really concerned.
Well, it was basically an episode about essentially about a cargo cult, which they were because their overlord provided for them. So yeah, and they became reliant on it. So they didn't evolve, they didn't advance, much like the John Frum cult in the South Pacific after the Second World War. When American pilots landed there, they shared all their cargo and everything. They stopped hunting, and their number began slowly getting smaller and smaller because, well, skill fade. And when they went back there, the old airstrip that they had was made up of mock-up planes made from twigs and bits of wood, and they were constantly praying to these mock-up airplanes in hopes that cargo would come back from the sky with tinned meat and chewing gum and things like that.
Yep.
I've heard that story before.
Some of them are still there, and if you ask them what they're doing, they say, "We're waiting for John Frum. He's coming with the cargo."
And the reason it was called John Frum because the most common name from America was John, and I'm John from San Diego, John from California. So they're called John Frum.
Yep.
Yeah. So, so if someone from Blame It on Conti would like to ask the Dilithium Dudes a question?
I'll go first this week then. Yeah. Right. In what year were the Bell riots?
I just gotta go get my stuff to ask a question.
Yeah, no worries.
We've had this before.
I have asked this before.
She's asking it again.
I want to say 2025 because I remember thinking it's coming up really soon. We haven't reached it yet. So I know it's not 2020.
Oh, come on. Oh, boy. We've had this before. Oh, Zoe.
Yessie?
The Bell riots. What were you thinking, Sci-Fiddy?
I was thinking 2025. It seemed like a good year. I know it's in the 2020s. I know we haven't gotten to it yet, but the real calendar year is coming up really quick.
Yeah, 2024 rang a bell to me.
You know, let's go with that. That sounds really great.
Well, I don't know. It could be just as easy to be 2025.
I think I think either one, I'm terribly happy to take the guess on. It's a great episode. I love it.
July 2021.
Okay, guys.
2024.
We'll go 2024 then.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, but it.
Like we're
Yeah.
Is it 2025? But it's the other team, right? Both
Yeah.
2024. Yeah, I get it.
It's probably 2025, but we're close.
Do you want to change, or are you sticking with what you said?
I feel 2024.
Okay.
We'll go with 2024.
You would be right to go for 2024.
See the point?
Yeah, set your calendar, everyone. September 2024. You best stay out of the area.
Bell
Conti,
Riots, hosted by Dilithium Dialogues. Gonna be a block party.
Point of clarification. Since Blame It on Conti did not get it right the last time, does Dilithium Dudes get a point for that?
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. All right. So, another question from the Dilithium Dudes.
All right, I got one. It's my favorite. I love this actor. Name the actor who played Quark in DS9.
Armin Shimmerman.
Yep. Just wanted to talk about Armin Shimmerman.
Happy to. He does a damn good job with that character.
Or Principal Snyder
Absolutely.
from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, yeah.
Great. You got eaten by the mayor.
Shout out to Armin Shimmerman. I maybe just wanted to show off my photo of Armin Shimmerman.
Nice.
Oh, fantastic.
Came to Phoenix, gave a great talk. Was really sad I didn't buy his book, but I wasn't having it.
Cool.
That might be the easiest point you ever get.
Yeah.
I don't know. That time last week when Conti did a very slightly pixelated picture of Voyager and then asked us what it was, that was pretty easy.
You see this block, this one block, what ship is that?
It reminds me of another episode that did something similar, doesn't it? Can you remember what episode that was?
I think it was episode 2, wasn't it?
Was it? Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, Connie.
Yeah, it was the one where we went head to head, and you got the easy round 3 question. Round 3. Picture.
Oh, the pixelated.
It was
You
pixelated.
had raised your shields.
I thought you were doing the Roman joke there. So he went.
Then you would have got it.
Centurion walks into a bar and orders 5 pints.
Yeah. Zoe, I love you. You know that? I do. I love you.
Well,
Anyway.
Ooh.
Anyway, so I think we've got one more question from Blame It on Conti to the Dilithium dudes.
Okay. I got one from D Space Nine. You know how Cardassians have military orders? Like the 6th Order and so forth?
Yep.
What order did Gul Dukat command?
Oh, that is.
What sounds ominous? How could we envision Gul Dukat saying the order? 7th, 6th, 5th.
The Order of the Complete Bastards.
John Marcus says, I'm seeing a lot of parallels to previous episodes. Well, it happens, you know.
Parallels is a good episode. So many wolves.
Absolutely, it is.
Not Ryan Jones says, that Conti complaining yet again about getting trounced by Admiral Brady. Trounced? He got all the easy questions.
You raised shields. You'd have got all the easy questions.
No, see, raise his shield. Wow, you know what? Forget it.
I feel like the 5th Order would be a good starting point.
I would have gone 2nd Order, but if you think 5th,
we could meet around the middle, go 4th. 2nd sounds great.
Well, I'm happy to. No, if you think, do you think 5th? I mean, I'm not 100%.
I'm throwing out names, just trying to remember if I could hear Mark Alimo saying that number just in my head, and I cannot, sadly. I will turn in my DS9 card. Due for a rewatch.
I think he was of the Pi Order.
Pie.
Wow. I don't know.
The Jedi Order.
What do you want to go for? Do you want to go 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th?
Let's go 2nd.
Okay, we'll go 2nd.
You are correct. He did do the 2nd. He was in the 2nd. Gul Dukat was commanding officer of the 2nd Order.
Wow.
Excellent.
Order of the Phoenix.
Lucky choice.
You got.
Wasn't this asked last week or the week before?
No, this is the first time I've had that question.
Thought it was.
No, I did ask a Mark Alimo question.
You did,
last week,
yes.
But
Yeah, you did.
I think we've mentioned the
Because Gul Dukat's not no Cardassian.
conversation.
He's the commander of the 2nd Order.
I think the question was in reference to Mark Alimo last week was who was it that Avery Brooks accidentally punched? And that was,
Yes, that's right. You did.
I seem to remember somebody saying the episode that he mentioned he was of the Second Order.
I
He used it
up
to.
in a stream of another person's stream.
Okay.
He says it was a my stream, Professor Brainy Specs.
Right.
Okay. Well,
Thank you for reminding me.
the scores on the doors at the end of round 4. Blame and Conti with 10 points, and the Dilithium Dudes are soaring ahead with 16.
We're getting trounced this week. It's not fair.
As we know, that is now the end of tonight's episode.
No.
I think there is another round there.
That's
Conti.
right. That's right. This is the round where we bring on a member of someone from the audience.
No.
No. You sure?
Yeah, there's the round where
This is the round where we go round and round until we finally get to what it really is.
This is the one where we ask you questions, then you pretend not to know them for a few minutes, and then you tell us the right answer.
Oh,
yeah, you go into this.
Round.
I've actually prepared for this. I have one already.
Yeah.
Okay. One question all day for you, Conti.
Also, just to elaborate, there were to be no TOS questions in this round.
What?
Yes. No. I'm joking.
No.
Yes. No, I'm only joking. You can ask any question you want.
Make them all TAS. Make them all TAS.
No. Okay.
So have you got one ready, Sci-Fiddy?
I do.
Well, in that case, far away.
Sure, and in honor of the great LeVar Burton, I'm phrasing this in a Jeopardy style. Shout out to LeVar, next guest host of Jeopardy. We're really looking.
Do you know when he's supposed to? And when his episode's supposed to air?
I'm not sure. I just knew that it was announced, and I will be diligently keeping track of that. So, this grain featured in the central plot of The Trouble with Tribbles was extremely important for the Federation colonists because it could cultivate on any M-class world. What is the name of the grain?
Remember, because the Klingons poisoned. Because the Klingons poisoned the grain, didn't they?
That's a great episode.
Yeah.
Klingons poison it. The Tribbles eat it. There's dead Tribbles everywhere. Somewhere around there, there's Ben Sisko throwing Tribbles down on Kirk. The DS9. Such a great episode.
Whenever you watch that episode, does anyone ever, when the original Trouble with Tribbles, and you see the things falling down, does anyone go, Sisko's in there doing that? He's in there looking for a bomb.
I think it was one of the best revisitings of a TOS concept in all of Star Trek. They did it so absolutely well.
Yeah.
And it holds up. And 20 odd years later, it still holds up so well. Doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was master. That was green screen CGI mastering. That was, that was really good. That was a really good episode.
It'd be fabulous to see that in HD.
What episode?
Well, I believe you can on Netflix, streaming everywhere. TOS remastered in 2004. The graphics nowadays are more like a video game, but still very good.
Well, I'm talking about the DS9 episode.
Oh yeah, I think they're working on it.
Problem with that: the reason we haven't had Voyager or DS9 remasters is because all the cameras were put on to tape, and you can't upscale tape.
Oh God!
Unless we go with something like what one of my great dilithium dudes, Sokar, has shouted out to me: can AI upscale? And then that would be what we would want, is to have an AI upscale of DS9.
It's going to be a while before that happens, though. The tests I saw of that, they couldn't get a nice crisp line on the text for the intros. Never mind the rest of the show.
Quadro. Oh fuck! It's one of those names, isn't it?
Language.
Sorry.
This is a family show, remember?
Quadro Triticale, something like that. Quadro Triticle.
Tickle?
The reason I picked this question is because only the proper pronunciation, Quadro Triticale, is the pronunciation that's accepted. It's kind of a running gag in the episode how Kirk doesn't know what this grain is, and
What
Kenny's
quadricyclic is?
and everyone's like, it's quadrotriticale. You don't know that?
Well,
Everybody
it's
knows.
Triticale is what I said. Triticale. I'm English.
Right.
The E is silent. It's tricale.
Well, who's
It was
right?
a Russian invention.
Throw it in chat down below.
But I think I'm right.
I don't think
that's-
I've
that's-
ever heard it pronounced that way.
No, I've not heard of that.
Quadricycale is what I thought it was.
Yeah,
I'm just going to quickly scan for it. Nope. The tricorder says you're wrong.
Me?
Quadricycale.
You know, in all the shows, the amount of leeway I give you guys is amazing.
You know,
And
it's
because a slight mispronunciation.
I think you got it, Conti.
I think it's close enough.
Yeah, you got it.
much.
Well done. Remove the point.
There it goes.
Ah!
Oh, hang on. If you get it right, they'll lose point. Yes, you definitely got it right, Conti.
Oh, suck up.
She's only been doing this for 1 year almost, but you know. It's
Oh,
good.
like I pay attention.
Yes, true. Anyway, next question, please.
Okay, is it outside now?
Yes, it's your side.
Okay. Well, in which animated series episode does the Enterprise enter a negative universe where the crew age backwards?
Repeat the question again.
In which animated series episode does the Enterprise enter a negative universe where the crew age backwards?
It had to be an animated series question.
Yeah, you didn't like. You said you didn't like it, so I looked one up.
I don't know. I honestly don't know, and I'm not going to attempt to answer it because I honestly don't know.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I've not even watched the whole season of animated series. I just never got into
It's
it.
the final one, the counterclock incident.
Oh,
Where we first get introduced to the first commander of the Enterprise, Admiral April.
Yep.
Robert April. Commodore Robert April.
Yep.
Commodore, yeah.
Opposite day.
And for anyone that wants to watch it, go check out First Frontier. It's a fan-made film talking about Captain April's first day on the job.
Oh, nice. I'll look that one up. It's not the Emmy Award-winning Threshold.
The only award that Threshold should win is a Razzie.
absolutely.
Oh, is that a hamster or a guinea pig?
This is Tribble, aka.
Oh,
Hello there. Hello there.
Sorry, I'm just doing a
You are.
flashback of Tim on LDG's streams. He plays a hamster gift.
Oh, so nice.
Cool. Happy days. Okay, next question. which I
You
think
can
is-
have a choice from the,
TOS or
from the
Enterprise?
original series or the animated series.
Let me think. Original series, please.
Oh, he wants the animated series.
Did he say the original
That's
animated
what he
series?
said.
Do you say the original series?
Original series, yes. Please.
Okay. Who does Kirk share a drink of Tranya with?
That would. Oh God, his name. Yeah, that was the one with the. Oh God, yeah. He came back in so many episodes as well as a Ferengi. He was in Discovery as well. The actor, I mean. Yeah, Tranya. Oh God, he was that little kid.
Yeah, I've given you a chance here.
No. God. I hate
Who's
original series and animated series questions.
there's Dennis the Menace.
Which Dennis the Menace? British or American?
Oh, British, of course.
British Dennis the Menace would definitely share a drink with Kirk.
From a great episode.
It was an okay.
Oh yeah,
episode.
terrific episode. I thought.
Middle of the road.
Scared
I
the
feel-
bejesus out of me as a kid.
I feel like it's
Seeing that
probably
puppet.
the second most action-packed episode in season 1, next to Balance of Terror. Really going
Nothing
out
compares to
and-
Balance of Terror.
Absolutely nothing. Fantastic. I ask folks, if you've never seen TOS and you don't like it, can't get into it, just do me one favor. Just watch Balance of Terror. That's it. That's all. Only Balance of Terror. Nothing else. Let me know what you think.
It's
But
a
the
good
Balok.
one.
Yes, it is Balok.
Took you that
Well
long.
done.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
good
it is.
episode, but I would say Doomsday Machine's a good one for getting people
Great.
into Star
That
Trek.
was
as
a good
well.
episode. Yeah.
Fantastic. My favorite TOS episode.
Mine too. We're on the same wavelength here. We both like the Seventh Doctor.
yeah.
We both like the Doomsday Machine.
Also, the one I think it's Wolf in the Fold, where I think it's that one where this entity keeps taking over different people's bodies and starts killing people. I enjoyed that
Yep.
episode.
Red
Uh,
Jack.
Do you
Wow,
realize that
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
It's been a while
the
since I
entity
watched
is
that one.
Jack the Ripper?
Yeah, I enjoyed that episode. Most people
I've
don't.
got to rewatch that. It's been a long time. My goodness.
Sean Bean. Maybe. Slarty Bartfast. Was it Slarty Bartfast? I'm
Ow.
afraid.
Yes, he was taking time off from redoing the fjords.
The fjords, yeah. I love those of the original 4 books. They were great.
What's it? Barati, Red Jack, Kessler, or something like that, wasn't it? Jack the Ripper. One.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have another question?
I'm
Yes,
looking
we
for
do,
one.
and we need to show the scoreboard, Conti.
We do, yeah. So I think the next question is from Commodore Ty.
Yeah, I'm looking for one. Well,
We'll give you some slack. You came in the
Okay.
last minute to save us.
okay, I got one.
Go on.
What was the name of the action figures Quark collected as a kid?
Marauder Mo.
Damn it!
Only because I
Oh.
watched that episode the other day when he went home and he found the Grand Naked. He found the Grand Nakeds in his wardrobe. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? It wasn't Fat Marauder Mo.
Good
Yeah.
question, though.
He was worried his mother sold the
Excellent.
action figures.
I was trying to think something he wouldn't get.
That's everyone, isn't it?
Yep.
That's everyone.
That is everyone.
So, at the end of round 5, the scores in the doors are Blame It on Conti with 10 points and still in the lead, Dilithium Dudes. Well done. So, what do you reckon? Do we go for round 6 or do we leave it as it is?
I think it's
There's
a
a
bit
pretty
wide.
sizable gap.
It would have been even bigger if he'd left us on -10 at the start.
14-0.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. I mean, we've done it. I don't know.
I'm happy. I don't mind. It's
I'll
up
take
to
my-
our
We
guess.
can go another round. I just thought it was a sizable gap.
Okay.
It is. I think
Well,
this
well,
technically won.
Okay, all right. We'll leave it as it is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the show. It's the end of round 5, and it's the end of our show. Please, obviously, give an applaud to the Dilithium Dudes for winning, but don't forget to applaud, of course.
Good game.
Blame
Good
It on
game.
Conti
Yeah, good
for-
game.
It was. That was good.
Fine.
And the
Scoreboard.
difference really
Great plan.
is the picture round.
Exactly.
That makes all the difference. That 3 points.
Yeah.
Scoreboard, please.
Bird of Praise says, "Son of a bitch." Oh,
Scoreboard, please.
yes.
And
Missy.
of course, no matter who's the winner, let's all apologize to our losers. The audience has to put up with us. Thank you so much, the audience.
And before you go, of course, don't forget to hit the like, leave a comment, and of course subscribe and share with your friends. Remember, they can only know about it from you, and if they don't know about it, it's your fault. So,
Wow, what a guilt trip.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay. Bird of Prey 5 asks something. He says, extra 2 points whoever can give all the known rules for Fizbin.
Wow.
Dear God.
So the scores are going to remain as they are then.
I don't even know what Fizbin is.
Let me Google that.
Crazy game that Kirk came up with when trying to escape in the episode Piece of the Action.
I can tell you how.
Royal Fizbin. Oh, you got a shrub.
I believe that's a shrub.
On Tuesday at night. Something stupid like that. Oh, you got a half Fizbin already.
But I do know how to
You
play
got another Jack.
Well, I do know how to play Top Gun, the drinking game, which, of course, if you were on Bird of Prey 5's channel earlier, we were watching Top Gun. It's quite an interesting game. For every high five, it's a shot. For every call sign name, it's a shot. For every time Kenny Loggins or Take My Breath Away comes on, it's a shot. Every fly by the tower, yeehaw or high five, it's another shot. If you miss it,
how are you still alive?
Well, it gets worse. You see, if you can't keep up, you have to pause. You have to pause it. Take 2 shots and carry on playing. And the last one standing is the winner.
Yeah, so probably by halfway the movie's done.
Excellent. Well, anyway, guys, that is the end of the show. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you all next week for another Question of Trek. Have a good night.
Take care.